Want to 10x your growth? Discover how only 3 growth hacks in 10 days can change everything. Welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. Today, we are here with Naike Moshi, who is located in Tanzania, Africa, shaking things up when it comes to the executive search business. Before we get started, just to remind those tuning in who'd like to do what we do here, use the Growth Thinking book to help you figure out what we're doing here. To know a bit more about Naike before we get started, you can click below. To know more about her story, you can go ahead and click on the kickoff video. Welcome aboard, Naike. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. We're here on hack number 2, and we've had an awesome fail, right? I can't wait to tell our audience about how you navigated a fail in an hour. And we completely diverted a hack that has been progressively compounding, which is really awesome. We had a bit of a slow start to hack 1, but they all connect. And so before we jump into hack 2, tell us the story behind what happened, how we failed in an hour and you turned it around. Go for it.
Yeah, so part of our hack 2 was regarding the remote workforce. The world is moving to a remote workspace and everybody's doing things remotely. So we thought as CV people, we can come up with a package that could help, organizations with their remote talent in terms of managing their teams, coming up with a recruitment remote package. So I took your advice and I was like, okay, let's see if this is going to work. I tried to contact the CEO who once told me, Naike, I think we might need your service in the remote space. I called him and he was like, Naike, I don't think I need your service anymore. Actually, I like working in a remote workspace. I wish we could do this forever. I don't need your help. Everybody's proactive. Everybody's doing what they need to be done. I'm reducing a lot of costs. So there was not for me. And we're like, okay, it means that there's no growth. There's no money for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So guys, what Naike did is she ran
on that one.
Yeah. Exactly. So she ran a super quick experiment. It was basically this hack had originated from her getting a signal from a client who said, we need this service. However, when she followed up again to ensure that that was the case, it wasn't, we validated it wasn't an actual opportunity, and saw the complexity when it came to it and moved on. So tell everybody now, let's jump into hack 2. What is hack number 2? How did we get into hack number 2? What has happened with hack number 2? And how it connects to hack number 1 as well? Because this is a sequential hack. So it's interesting to point that out.
Yeah, so the growth hack number 2 was the talent talk, the podcast, actually. We wanted to do a podcast for the CEO's Talent Agenda series. And this is kind of like relatable to the hack number 1. It's all about, repurposing the content from number 1. So not only are we going to be inviting international speakers for the webinars, but we can also use the same content to, drive traffic through our podcast, which means more money, or even through other webinars or other video channels. So it looks like this growth hacker 1, it gives birth to growth hack number 2. And actually, I see actually many things coming out of it.
Yeah. Well, just to share a bit of background for everybody, once we hit hack number 2, that's sequential with hack number 1. So just for background, hack number 2 is a repurposing hack, how to just basically hit 2 birds with 1 stone at the moment. But what Naike had clearly identified before we got on, she's like, I can hit many birds with 1 stone. And she's like, and it can just keep going and going. And that right there is a growth mindset transformation. The minute that you start to see the ability, how things can not just connect sequentially, but how we can take less effort and get so much more out of it. And it's all commercially viable, scalable, and can grow. And so hats off to you. I'm very interested if you share the story as well about how you came to the content, how you're going to design and develop the content. You did a very interesting micro hack to come to that answer. I think if you share your thought process behind that, then people can learn a lot from that.
Yeah, so I wanted to focus on talent because this is my area of expertise, and I want to bleed my thought leadership. So it's going to be CEO Talent Agenda series. And one of the biggest challenges that CEO face at the moment, with the great resignation, is talent, and they keep, it keep them awake at night. And I thought that I should focus on the talent part. So I divided the talent agenda series into different categories, from HR, technology, innovation, digital transformation, performance management, recruitment, talent acquisition, talent analytics, talent attraction. So there is so much that goes around the talent area, and I thought this is my area, and I can focus on that. And based on that, I can start finding speakers. I've already lined up speakers. Actually, these are international speakers from all over the world. And I'm so excited. Actually, people are also excited. Even the speaker themselves are like, wow, we need this. So they're coming along. They're even giving me referrals to other speakers on the international part. So I see a very bright future on this growth hack, really. I really do.
Fantastic. I love how you segmented the area of talent. Like you've allowed me to sink my teeth into what talent means and what are some of the challenges. And I think like this categorization, and I recommend you continue going with it. I mean, even if you came up with 20 categorizations and you don't cover all of them, but the point is you've mapped out your domain. And when you recruit not scooters, but when you recruit speakers, you'll be able to categorize them and say, hey, or give them like, here's like the 10, 20 different topics we cover, here, where do you think that you can fit in? And I think that there was another micro hack that we talked about. And what I love is the referral part. We'll come back to that. But I think the idea of having a single speaker with multiple topics, or speaking about a single topic but developing on that topic, is a great way to create rapport with the audience. It's a hack I learned about in the public relations business many years ago. A journalist did an interview with me, and then we kept in touch. It was a very nice guy. Unfortunately, he passed away, so may he rest in peace. But nonetheless, he was telling me a year later, is like, have you ever done a developing story or followed up on your story? And I was kind of like, well, everyone in the PR business just goes for one story. And he's like, well, not necessarily. He's like, a good journalist knows that they should develop on the story. And it's usually, there's a timeline. He said the average is about a year. So they follow up with you in a year, and like, here's where we were last year. Here we are next year. And so from that day, I've been running that hack, and it works. And I think with topics, it's very interesting to get them to talk about the progression of situations in a certain topic, especially if people get used to a certain thought authority that's on your series, and they have a good rapport with your audience. So, here's, John back with us on the Great Resignation. Today, we're going to be looking at specifically A, and the next time B, and next time C. And so it creates that continuity and consistency that people are looking for. So it's not just like a one great speaker one-off. And if you can pull that off, I think that's fantastic. So the map, creating the category maps like you've done, is your first step. The second thing, I'm glad you said, was the referrals. I think this is going to be crucial, that every time you get a really good quality speaker, that if they can bring in other good quality speakers like them to keep the ball rowing, moving along, that makes your recruitment process a lot less costly and a lot easier to manage overall. So that's fantastic. I mean, anything else you want to share with us? Because I know you've been super energized going down this path, and that's what it should be. Money. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I really like this growth hack 1 and growth hack 2. I think going forward, I even come up with another idea just now. I think we should even do a CEO talent awards. I'm just kidding.
Well, you never know. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, upon the summit, we can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I remember that was something we were talking about early on, that we were saying like where this can actually grow to is eventually build a summit where you can bring the same existing speakers, but into one platform at once, and get people to come in. And you can do things like giving awards. I think giving an award is not, I don't know, we may be joking around about it, but I think it's actually a great idea. It gives you even more recognition, and you've got the network to do it. I mean, the brilliant thing is you're in the recruitment business, and you understand not just talent, but the importance of networking and the recruitment process. And so you apply it in a different way, which then feeds into your main business. I think it's going to be fantastic. Yeah,
I think so. I'm excited.
Awesome. So is there anything else you want to share with us before we move on hack 1 or 2? Any results on hack 1 or anything else on hack 2? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
good to go.
Good to go. Awesome. Awesome. I know the energy you want to just keep going at this, and I love it. Okay, guys. So that's Naike Moshi with us. To get more information, click below. To know more about her story, go over to the kickoff video. And before we tune out, for those who want to do what we're doing here on the 10-day growth hacking challenge, it is here in the growth thinking methodology, which we use to do exactly what we're doing. Naike, we'll see you in hack number 3.